Today we're going to go over 8 different tips and tricks to getting yourself ready to buy a home. Things to remember, things to do, just a little list. Here we go. Tip number 1, the first thing that you're going to want to do obviously is go talk to a lender. See if you're even in any shape at all, credit-wise, monetarily, income-wise, to even begin to buy a home. If you find that you've got the funds, but you just don't have the credit, there are steps you can take to clean up your credit, and a great lender will show you the steps to do that. So make sure you get your credit cleaned up before you even begin to start the process. Okay, now you've got your credit all cleaned up, you've got the funds, everything else is ready to go. Now you need to get yourself in a position to where you got a pre-qualification letter in your hand. What's a pre-qualification letter do? Pre-qualification letter basically just lets other realtors on the seller side know that you're a serious buyer, that you've already got a pre-qualification from a lender so that they're saying, yeah, you can afford this home. A pre-qualification letter is usually going to give you an amount of money that you can go up to spend on a home. So if your pre-qualification letter says that you're pre-qualified for a $250,000 loan and you go try to put in an offer on a $300,000 loan, that listing agent pretty much knows to throw that offer out. Of course, after they present it to their seller, because they have to. But they know that offer is not really going to be any good because you're just not going to qualify for the house with the financing. So make sure you've got that pre-qualification letter in hand from your lender before you go talk to your realtor about buying a home. Another thing your lender can do for you is tell you what type of financing that you're going to be able to qualify for, and that will be in your pre-qualification letter. Are you a conventional loan? Are you FHA or VA or USDA? Are you some special circumstance type of loan? So those things are also going to help determine how much of a down payment you need. For example, most conventional loans, you're going to need around 20%, between 10 and 20%, let's just say that. FHA is usually around 3.5%. USDA loans, though, you can get a 0% down payment. Some VA loans will even qualify for a 0% down payment. So that's very important to know because it's going to determine how much money you're going to need to save back for your down payment. Okay, so you have all of your financials in order now. You've got your down payment down, what it is you're going to have to pay, how much you can afford. You and I have gone out and we're starting to look at houses. Now, one of the things that many buyers don't consider is property taxes. It's something that you're going to have to pay for every single year. And the amount of property taxes that you have to pay can vary wildly, just from neighborhood to neighborhood. For instance, you go to the neighborhood next to mine, they pay about $9.50 per thousand for taxes every year. In my neighborhood, we pay just over $12 per thousand per year. There are some other neighborhoods in Northern Kentucky that are up to $22 and $23 per thousand every year for taxes. So, and it also depends on how much they're going to assess your house. Some cities, some municipalities, some counties will do a 100% valuation, meaning they're going to charge you for, they're going to base your taxes on 100% of your home's value. Others will do a 75%. Like I said, they vary wildly. So speak to your realtor about how much the property taxes are on the home that you're interested in looking at before you go putting in an offer and then find out that you're going to have a huge tax bill at the end of the year that you weren't expecting. Another piece of the pie that people kind of tend to forget about equating into their home ownership process is insurance. It is much higher than the renter's insurance you've been paying if you are a first-time buyer and you've never owned a home before. Or maybe you're just moving out for the first time out of your parents' home and you're just getting started. You're not used to these things. You're probably going to be in for some sticker shock. Not that it's terribly expensive, but it's going to be a lot more expensive than just simple renter's insurance, because renter's insurance, you're basically just paying for your stuff with a little bit of liability in there as well. Now, with a homeowner's policy, you're not just paying for your stuff, you're also paying for the structure around it, plus some personal liability in there for if somebody were to trip and fall on your property, if something were to happen to your car while it's in your driveway. A lot of people don't realize that will go on your homeowner's insurance. So keep those things in mind as one small added expense to your home buying journey. Speaking of new expenses that you're probably not used to, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, if you've been living in your parents' house or if you've just been renting, you've probably not had to do a whole lot of repairs. I would recommend you throw back some money, especially for that first year, for some repairs until you kind of get a budget kind of see, the age of things, what kind of tends to wear out, what doesn't. There is no right or wrong number. I would say at least $1,000 have back, so that you can take care of some, minor maintenance and repairs throughout that first year for things that maybe you just didn't quite think of. Now, while you may be tempted just to look at any and every house that comes up that's in your price range, especially in this crazy market because the inventory is quite low, but as things improve, that will change. So make sure that you're researching the areas where you think you might want to live. What do the job situation look like? What do the schools look like if you plan on starting a family or if you have a family? Or, check to see what kind of amenities there are. Are there good parks around? What's the crime rate like in the area? Check all of those things before you start to go look at homes. That way you don't get disappointed and you're not surprised later on if you put an offer in on a house and find out the schools in this area just aren't that good. Or, the commute in this area kind of sucks because of just where it's located. Do your research, find out where you want to go, where you want to be. Let your realtor know. They'll find you something right where you want to go. Tip number 8, and I've saved the best for last. Absolutely, positively call, text, email, send a direct message to someone like me to help you out on your journey. We're experienced with all of the things that I've already spoken about, and if you've maybe skipped a step or just aren't sure about a step that we've described here so far, we can help you through that. We can hook you up with a lender if you don't have one. We can advise you on tax rates and things like that by going to the county or city municipality, different websites that we have access to that we can check tax rates and things like that. We can check on, schools, all those kinds of things at your request. So anyway, give us a call, give us a text. We're more than happy to help you out. Thanks, guys, so very much for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you next time. Be sure to check out another video.